This is a big story today. A lot of people are talking about it. If you have a GM car with OnStar, you're going to want to listen up because it may be recording your driving habits and then sending that information to your insurance company, which in turn can raise your rates. Yep, it's happening. For example, one man with a clean driving record, he found his insurance suddenly went up by 21%, even though he had never had an accident. Now, apparently, you can check whether you're enrolled in Smart Driver on your car's app, and then you can unenroll. But how do we all feel about this, Sheryl? What do you think?
Okay, let me get it right. Oh. Let me get this right.
Yes.
So my phone and my car are spying
Everybody's
on me.
watching you now, and all the cameras on the streets, too.
So do you think they're getting together to talk about me behind my back?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Yeah. And by the way, then they're going to send you the bill.
Let me tell you something. Everyone up here, everyone in this audience makes fun of the car that I drive. You've all seen it. I pull in here. You all make fun of. There it is, right there. Yes. Yes, it breaks down. It breaks down weekly. Yes, I have to fill it up twice a day sometimes. But you know what it's not doing? It's not telling my insurance agency anything. I love you, 66 old people. I love you.
Wait a minute. Your car looks like you're about to be on an episode of Ironside.
Yeah. Ironside? I don't even know that show.
I'm about to go bust some punks.
I've never even heard of that show.
What do you think about this, Osbourne?
I think it's creepy. You know, like, I think it's a violation of our privacy, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? Because you think about the fact that, you know, these companies now find ways to profit off of our data. It's like so many of us, we do the terms and agreement. We just click yes, yes, yes because we want it. I did the same thing for my car. Like, I've got a smart car, and I get in and hop in and go, hey, do you want to share your information so we can improve your self-driving? Sure. I'm just being a good customer. Sure. And then all of a sudden now, perhaps that is going off to someone else. They're taking all of that data and going, I know how we can get him. This is it.
But wait a minute. Let me be the devil's advocate.
Okay.
As somebody who knows how you drive.
Yes.
And knows that you are quite distracted as you drive. And let's just say computer technology does a lot of driving for you.
This is true. And I'm okay. Yes, I use self-drive. Okay. And I admitted it. But the data is being released, and maybe they know 90% of the time I'm using self-drive, and now they're saying, hey, let's sell Akbar this. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're
But here's the thing. Insurance companies, though, they're motivated to make the streets safer, ultimately. Of course, they're also interested in making a profit. And
I think that comes first. I think you switch it. They're interested in making a profit first, and then maybe safety.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is the bigger problem. And, you know, even to you, Jerry.
I'm of the mindset, though, if they're going to charge more, then drive safer. You know, if you're going to, I think you should just drive safer. Turn off your distractions. Listen, I'm distracted, too. Look, I admit to this. I confess. I check I'm sometimes at the red light and somebody honks behind me and I'm checking my text. I'm like, whoops, I better go, you know. I admit it.
Don't act like y'all don't do that.
I know. We all do it.
Y'all better get off of my homegirl like that. Y'all better get off of her like that.
I'm the first to admit that I can be very distracted, and I think we're all way too distracted these days. We're eating in our cars. We're applying makeup in our cars. We're changing. The entertainment systems are now a full-on system in your car. You can watch live TV in your car. You have all of that going on. Like, I understand why insurance companies are saying, you know what, you're not paying attention to the road and what's going on.
But at least ask me. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
but they do. But
those fine print. First off, I don't have my reader's glasses, so I couldn't see that in the first place. But I was gonna say to you, even with your old car, you guys, I know this happened to you. You get to your car and your phone lets you know that you're in your car, or you approach your car and it says your phone distraction thing turns on. Like, wait, how did you know I was at my car? I didn't even open the door yet. So your phone is also taking in information about how you drive as well. So
that's why I said.
There was I was just renting it. My car's in the shop getting fixed up, so I was renting a car. And somewhere in this car, there was some sort of tracking device because my phone was like, you've been tracking, you've been tracking. And I'm like, I couldn't figure out, horrible at technology. I couldn't even figure out how to turn it off. But for 2 weeks, I was like, I knew I was being tracked. It was weird. It's like a weird feeling.
I'm sure the rental car companies are using all this technology.
I'm sure that they are.
Make sure.
I'm sure that they are.
They want to make sure. They know where your eyes are. It should be on the road and on the steering wheel.
It's
What's
weird.
front and behind you.
What you say? Well, I should be where?
On the road?
The road, on the steering wheel, and behind you? Are you checking out the man in the car next to you?
Yes, I will. Yes. And let me tell you what I've done. If I see a fine-ass, like, a chip or, highway patrolman or a fine-ass policeman, I will slow down to catch up to him. And go, hello.
Dun, 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 dun. Good old All right, let's switch topics now to the age-old debate, can you really have it all? In a recent interview, British singer Lily Allen talked about how she felt she had to give up her career to be a parent to her 2 children. She said, it really annoys me when people say you can have it all because, quite frankly, you can't. Do you think parents can have it all? Amanda, what do you think?
I've
heard it sometimes.
Somebody in the audience said sometimes. I think that I think it's really tough. I think 2 things. What kind of career do you have? If you're this pop star traveling around the world doing all of these concerts and everything, there's an age where your kids come into play with school and friends and sports. And so that would be so hard. Also, what's your definition of having it all? What does that mean to you? You know what, though, I will say is I am very, very grateful for this job as a single mom raising a son. I feel so lucky to have a career and be a parent at the same time and feel like, not all the time, but really do feel like I'm giving it my all in all of the ways that I can. So that's nice.
I just got to say, and Amanda, I have to shout you out, and all the single parents out there, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how you do it. I have a partner, and we can barely do it. Honestly, I don't know how you do it. You are a miracle. You really are a miracle.
And to that, I got to say, I got to give our gentlemen credit here because you guys are equal partners in your relationships. I mean, Jerry, your wife is shooting a show in Canada right now, and you're picking up a lot of the weight.
Yeah, I make my wife do a lot.
You do a lot. You do homework, you do volleyball, you do everything.
I ran out of the house this morning yelling I have to go to work. I didn't have to be at work. I could have helped out.
Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need a break.
Can I give a shout out to also caregivers, because I'm a caregiver to my sister, and I agree with you. Sometimes you can't have it all at the same time, but if you prioritize and manage your expectations, and I was traveling as a comedian. Now I have a local job, but I still came home and did the grocery shopping. I went to doctor's appointments. I did a lot of things that most people didn't do. So, because my sister will be a baby for the rest of her life. And she was the baby that I needed to have, so I had to get myself together and prioritize time for myself, or I was going to get burnt out. So for everybody that's doing it, we support you.
And I love that you share that. For me, the struggle has been, trying to prioritize everything, like prioritize work and prioritize family. And sometimes, for me, at least, it feels like I'm really running in motion, but I'm not doing the best I can as a father or the best at work because I'm like trying to serve this one and trying to serve this one. And you can get burnt out like that. So I get it. I can relate to the idea because I think your personal intent, if you want to be the best father, that's what I want to be. I want to be the best at work. It's hard to serve them both equally at the same time.
And shout out to single fathers, too. There are a lot of fathers out there that are doing it alone.
And I think, I know sometimes, one's career is going stronger than the other, so sometimes you have to lift the other one up. I think that's sort of the seesaw. I know in a partnership with Joe and me, that's what we do. It's like sometimes, I'm working more, sometimes he's working more, and we just kind of have to meet in the middle and make it work. So that's what you do to make it work. all you can do. All right. One of the best things about grandparents is free babysitting, right? Well, not some grandparents in the audience, not necessarily. The internet is abuzz after a woman on TikTok posted a video saying it is absurd to pay a family member to babysit. She said it should be viewed as bonding time and a way to build a relationship. What do you think? Should you pay relatives to babysit?
I want to tell you right now.
Really? Audience, wow.
Wow, that was a strong yes.
That is a, okay.
I want to tell you right now, and I'm going to say that, if my wife allows me to do something, yeah, go play that round of golf, go hang with your boys, do your thing, I'll watch the kids, I will pay my wife. I will pay her. Sometimes cash. Sometimes in flowers, spot services. I will. That is
spot service works for
that
me.
is what we call trade, everybody. That is keeping the wheels of the economy going.
I've always found it a little weird though to have a transaction like that with your family member. Like, this is your grandchild, or this is your nephew, your niece, and to be able to have that
bonding.
Yeah, especially for me, growing up in a Nigerian culture, that would be a massive insult to say, I'm going to pay you to look after your grandkid or your nephew or your niece.
But you don't say it like that. Say it's a gift. It's I'm gonna give you something because I appreciate you. I'm sending you to a casino. I'm gonna send you to a vacation. You know what I mean?
No, I think you bring up a really good point. The cultural difference is I think huge. I have a second cousin that sometimes watches Elvis, but she's in her 20s and she's she's up. She could be out on the town instead of babysitting for me. I always pay her and she refuses. So I'm like, no, come on, you gotta take it.
You're just like Crystal, because Crystal and I kind of didn't see eye to eye this because I just grew up differently, but she's gotten me over to that idea. She's like, especially depending on who it is, depending on maybe their financial circumstances too. They could be without a job and they could be looking for a job, but then you've asked them to.
Well,
and that makes so depending on their financial situation, you make accommodations.
An older person on a fixed income.
Yeah, right.
Just give somebody something to show that they're appreciated. It's not an obligation for you to take care of my children.
Yeah, my younger sister has two young kids, and my mom helps out a lot whenever my younger sister needs her. And my sister, in turn, gives her, pays for her cell phone bill because she expects my mom to be able to be on call if she needs it. And it's a good way, if it's not paying her, but it's saying, please, can you help us out? And here, I'm going to pay for your cell phone. So that way I know that you can help me out.
So let me ask a hypothetical question.
Yes.
If Bill Gates is your, grandfather, or is your father,
that would be great.
And you asked him to babysit, do you pay Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Yes?
No.
You pay Bill Gates? He needs to pay me.
You don't pay him money, but you can get him some aftershave or something. It's show appreciation.
And
it's not about
card.
I agree with you, Sheryl. I agree with you.
It's cheaper than an aftershave.
Right. I mean, whatever Bill Gates, you find out what he like and give him something.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. You're right.
All right. Well, coming up, the second gentleman of the United States, Douglas Emhoff, is here when we return. History-making couple. His wife is the first woman and first person of color to be elected Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, and he is the first ever second gentleman. We are so honored to welcome the second gentleman of the United States, Douglas Emhoff.
do the show.
Wow. They love you. Welcome home. I think a lot of you guys know. All right, take it in. Take it in. Take it in.
All right, hold on. Can I take you all with me around the country?
Yeah.
Like, this is great. Wow. It's like good cheering section.
You got some people standing up. They were like, yeah, I'll go with you.
All right.
Welcome home to LA. Welcome.
Yeah, it's good to be home.
Yes, it is. You know, you and the vice president, you guys call Los Angeles home. How is it to be back in the city of stars and cars?
I love being home. It's so good to be home. We don't get to be home enough because we're out there traveling the country, traveling the world, being married to the first woman vice president, Kamala Harris.
So when you're here in LA, I mean, I got to figure out, what does the second gentleman do? Are you dipping down Crenshaw? Are you going down Rodeo Drive? Like, what are your must-dos when you're in LA?
So I actually grew up out in Westlake, Agora, went to Agora High, Cal State Northridge, USC for law school, but live on the west side, so love doing the Santa Monica stairs.
Yeah,
got to get my workout in. I got to see the beach. I got to see the water. So there's a great coffee shop. Natalie knows this.
I know this
right by the beach, so I can drink coffee, look at the water, and then think about the 9 million things I now need to do. So it's a little rest. I love El Cholo. Anyone love El Cholo out there? So I try to do a few things each time, but when we're here, we're usually just working, try to see the family. Got a son here who just got married, so try to see him.
Congratulations.
See some friends, but it's usually just a little stop.
Life is busy, very, very busy.
Yeah.
But you always make time for big Sunday family dinners.
Yes.
And I know this Sunday was an Oscar-themed dinner. You're all very into the Oscars. And I know the Madam VP likes to cook, right?
And I love to eat, so it's a great marriage that way.
Yeah.
No, we had Sunday dinner. It was the Oscars, so this is her happy place, cooking for her family.
Aww.
And she's really good at it. So we had our son Cole and his new wife Greenlee, my daughter-in-law, and we had her two godchildren and their father, which was one of our best friends. And she probably 2 days was making basically carnitas. And black beans over rice with some avocado, a little salad, and a little accoutrement. And about two days worth.
You got me hungry right now.
Yeah, I know.
You got me hungry.
Carnitas now, I got a craving.
But I love the relationship that you have with your wife, the vice president, and I love how romantic the story is of you getting together. So you were set up on a blind date, but you actually made the first move by texting her from a Lakers game. Did you put Dougie Fresh on the end of it? Like, Dougie Fresh, what's up, girl? What's up, girl?
How do you think I got Kamala Harris to marry me? I had to go Dougie Fresh. Right away.
Okay, what else did the text say?
So it was one of those things. I was at a client meeting, and it was a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, the client who had his wife there said, "Are you single?" I said, "Why?" Basically, my best friend is Kamala Harris. I want to set you up. I said,
Oh, wow.
The Attorney General? I said, yes, I'm in. So fast forward to that night at the Laker game with a buddy, and we're just, had a few beers, we're sitting there, and then a text comes in, okay, she's open to meeting you.
Yeah.
So then I kind of open sourced a text with my friend at the Laker game after having had a few beers. So what could go wrong? And,
you were feeling real confident, too.
But I guess it worked, right?
Yes.
It worked.
I like that. You got game. I like that. You got game.
I mean, you are so busy. You both have such busy lives. How do you talk to each other day to day? I mean, how do you manage schedules?
So one of the interesting parts about this is we can't text each other. because of all the security and whatnot. Yeah, so imagine just like the little mundane husband-wife things that you do by text. Well, it's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of organization. It's a lot of, in the beginning of the day, you know, where are you, what state are you in, what's going on? And if it's something really, really important, we've got to go through some people, and it'll be like, I walk over to her office, and you think it's this big issue, and it's like, oh, wait, what did you say was for dinner tonight? And normally, you could just text that. So we talk a lot.
Well, you know, I want to end on this because it's Women's History Month, and of course, your wife made history as the first woman and the first woman of color to be elected vice president. As husbands, fathers, co-workers, and friends, how can we make sure there are more Kamala Harrises in our future?
Well, so when this opportunity came up, I decided I was going to take a step away from my career, which was right here in Hollywood. I was an entertainment lawyer right here for many years, something I really loved doing. But to be able to take a step back from a career like that to support somebody who has an opportunity to be the first woman vice president, I did it, and I say, Akbar, like, you gotta, don't, you know, like I say oftentimes, don't just say you're gonna be supportive, but actually be supportive. And by actually taking the step back and not being bitter about it, not being salty about it, without regrets, and then really leaning in to this role as the second gentleman of the United States, that actually helped her and helped the administration.
So it was the sacrifice and then the support. I love it, the sacrifice and the support.
We talked about that, the balancing act. Sometimes one's career is here, sometimes you have to give for the other, and you're doing that. You're the example of that.
But I'll say, too, she's really supportive of me.
Yeah.
Like this morning, you're going on the show, you're going to be great. So it's a two-way street.
Is the vice president watching right now?
She's traveling. I don't know. She will see this. Don't worry.
All right, okay.
Madam Vice President, thank you for watching.
Say hi to her.
I know. When we come back, though, we're going to play a game with the second gentleman. I hope you're ready. Douglas Emhoff, and since you are here, we thought we would play a little game with you, if you don't mind, so we can get to know you a little bit more, but also get to know what happens behind the scenes with you and the vice president a little bit more. We're keeping it clean, people. We're calling this game VP or Me. Here is how this works. Sheryl, Akbar, and I, we all have these two-sided paddles, and I'm going to ask questions about which one of you is more likely to do something in your relationship, and using our paddles, the three of us are going to guess if it is the second gentleman or the vice president. Once we have guessed Mr. Emhoff, you'll then reveal the correct answer by using your paddle.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Like
all right, so
hold on, what do we get?
We do the guessing.
What do we get if we win? Do we get to the White House?
You get the privilege of being with the second gentleman.
I'm going to go to correspondence dinner or something like that. I don't know one of those things. All right.
Here we go. Who is most likely to forget to pack something for a trip?
Ooh, I don't want to answer that.
I'm going to go
I'm answering.
We're all making our guesses.
We husbands, so I already know.
Mr. Emhoff?
Like 100% me. And there have been times when I'm walking out the door on one of these trips I'm on, and she will go through a list of things that she pretty much knows I've forgotten. And I'll say, you're right. I'll hustle back in and throw them in my bag. Yeah, very much me.
I do this with my husband, too. This is very good. Okay. Who is most likely to choose a rom-com when scrolling through Netflix?
Oh, I believe this right here.
I think I know.
I'm going to go here.
I'm going with Dougie Fresh.
Oh, Dougie Fresh. For sure. I will say, though, there are a lot of times, I don't know if you all have this experience, where we will spend like 30 or 40 minutes trying to pick something, and then the window's gone. So we realize that some of those, shortish rom-coms on Netflix work. They're easy, they're quick,
and then who falls asleep first? Be honest. Okay, next one. Who's most likely to sing along to music in the car, even if you don't know the lyrics? Or make up your own.
You know,
I'm going that way. Yeah, I'm going
VP. Half they singing together.
It's your vice president on that one. And she really, the first time she met Colanella, we went on kind of like a family date to a restaurant, and in the car, she just put some music on that she knew they could all sing to, and by the time we got to the restaurant, her and the kids are just singing. And I was like, okay.
And what's her go-to? Like, what's her genre?
Well, we have a little difference. I'm like an indie alt, and she likes old school hip hop. So.
Excellent. Okay, who's most likely to raid the kitchen in the middle of the night?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I'm going with Dougie Fresh.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with you.
I told you, she loves to cook, I love to eat.
You did give us an
But in the morning, though, she'll see, did you get into that chips and salsa last night? I'm like, maybe.
Hey, that's a great time to blame Secret Service. No, it was them, not me.
Right.
Secret Service.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Secret Service. Last one. Who is most likely to yell at the TV during a sporting event?
I'm going here.
I wouldn't say yell, but I'd say she gets, animated, especially when it's her San Francisco teams playing against my LA team. It is on. It is on when that happens.
Just so you know, I side with you on the LA team. You and I are together. I side with you on the LA team. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
All right, well, Mr. Amhoff, thank you so much for playing along. It's been a pleasure having you here. Such an honor. Please come back anytime. Up next, we're cooking with Chef David Rose. We'll be right back.
Chinese food, but didn't have the energy to go out or scroll through all the delivery apps? Well, our next guest is a Food Network star and cookbook author who will show us how to make our own delicious Chinese takeout at home. Please welcome Chef David Rose.
Thank you.
All right. David,
yes.
So excited that you're here. What are we making today?
All right, first off, thanks for having me. Today we're making a crispy beef noodle with some egg rolls and a lemongrass thyme mule. Yum, right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, listen, before we get going, also tell us about this drink.
All right, that drink is a lemongrass thyme mule. It's sweet, it's savory.
Whoa.
It is daytime, so there is no booze, but feel free to add tequila, bourbon, gin. But before we start cooking, salute.
That's
cheers.
really good.
Salute.
That's got a kick.
Isn't that good?
All right.
Yummy.
All right, let's get started. What are we doing first?
All right, so first things first, you gotta have a nice sauce. When you're cooking, you gotta have the sauce. The sauce makes this dish.
Okay.
So right here, we have a little bit of teriyaki.
Okay.
And cornstarch.
Okay.
We have a little bit of chili sauce.
Love it.
Okay. Sweet and spicy, like me. And we have a little bit of beef stock for that savory note. That right there is mirin. It's a sweet rice wine.
Okay.
Lime juice for acidity.
Okay.
And sriracha, because we like a little spicy. All right? Okay. And that's going to be our sauce. We're going to whisk that together like so.
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
And I'm not leaving Jerry out.
Okay, now we chose ribeye for this dish.
Yes.
Tell me why we chose ribeye.
Ribeye, you ask anybody. Ribeye is my favorite. It's fatty, it's juicy, it's flavorful.
Yes.
And it's really, really good. Real tender, real nice.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good stuff. All right. So what are we doing with the ribeye?
Let's season it up, Jerry. Okay, so we have some Chinese five spice because we are making Chinese food. All right. We got a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, Also one of my favorite rap and R&B groups. Garlic powder.
Salt and pepper, sure.
Paprika. And cornstarch. We're going to toss that all together, Jerry.
Right there, like so. Here we go.
Yep. And while Jerry's doing that, we're going to jump right into the dish, okay?
Let's do it.
So a little bit of vegetable oil.
Okay.
A little bit of sesame oil, but not too much. Sesame oil, a little bit goes a long way.
Okay.
Then we're going to add some veggies, okay?
Right.
Mushrooms.
Yes. Love mushrooms.
Red bell peppers. Perfect. Woo. Onions. Garlic.
Okay.
I like garlic.
We love garlic.
I love garlic. And a little bit of jalapeno. Okay? And there we go. They like jalapeno, don't they?
They like jalapeno.
All right.
Okay.
And we're going to saute that like so, get everything nice and friendly.
Okay.
Flick of the wrist.
Look at that.
Like so. You like that, huh? Okay. All right.
Chef.
I like American food. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Look what you got, Jerry.
I want to try.
Jerry. In the walk, Jerry. In the walk.
One second rule.
There you go. Go ahead, Jerry.
There we go.
There you go.
Nice,
Walk
Jerry.
and roll.
There you go, Jerry. We're going to work on that.
Walk and roll.
All right, Jerry, you're hired. You're hired.
All right, so now, Chef David, you are originally from New Jersey.
I'm originally a Jersey boy, yeah.
But what drew you?
A few people in that here.
But you have inspiration in your cooking from all over the world. So what are some of your favorite places?
Yes, so my family is Jamaican. Out of 1 of 8 kids, I'm actually born in New Jersey, but I am Jamaican heritage. I love Jamaican food. That's my soul food. Okay. But I travel all over the place. I like to kind of, go around, hang out. I spent my birthday in Italy 2 weeks ago, and I love to bring back food from my travels, put my spin on it, and make it mine.
Yes. Oh
all right, Chef, back to business.
Yes.
What are we going to do with this cornstarch
All
here?
right, so when you have crispy beef, it's got to be crispy. When you go to the Chinese restaurant, you want to know why you get that crispy note on there. So the cornstarch, that is the secret ingredient. So you're going to dump that in there.
Dumping it in.
Yeah, and get everything nice and coated. You got a nice suit in there, Jared. So
here we
there you go, perfect.
All right.
And that's going to get it nice and crispy.
Okay, I
and
see.
coated, and that nice GBD. GBD.
What's
you want
GBD?
GBD? It's golden, brown, delicious. There you go. GBD.
Let me just try this out, everyone. Are you down with GBD?
Yeah, you know me. There you go.
Now, what about, like, when you're cooking steak, what kind of tips can you give us? I never cook steak at home because I'm afraid.
So whenever you're cooking steak, you want to always make sure the steak is room temperature.
Okay.
You don't want to take it out the fridge and put it right in. No. It'll be inconsistent. You won't get that nice hard sear.
Okay.
So let it hang out 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Let it get room temperature. It'll get that nice brown sear. Be juicy and cooked through and through perfectly.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did not know that.
That's a freebie. Second one's going to cost you.
And just quickly, these ribeye strips, did you make them? Do you buy them like this?
You bake, they have the whole steak, and you slice it up and strip
it up.
like
Okay,
that.
all right.
And because there's so much great marbleization. You're doing a great job, Jerry, by the way. There's so much marbleization. It's going to be cooked through.
I love
It's going to be so juicy. All right, so we're going to put them in the pan. We're going to do little by little. So about like a little bit, like, maybe one strip at a time. There you go. Okay. There you go. Because you don't want to overcrowd it, because you want it to get nice and crispy. It'll steam if you put too much meat in there. So we'll let that hang out. We'll let that cook for about, 2 minutes each side, flip it, get it nice and crispy.
Okay.
All right, that should be on, okay. And while that's sauteing, once that gets nice and crispy, we add that all together, and we make a delicious, amazing crispy noodle dish.
Okay, let's quickly, because I see a lot of sides up here as well. Talk to us about our sides.
Okay, so Chinese food. What does Chinese food take out without the egg rolls?
That's
all right. So we got some egg rolls in there. We got cabbage. We got onions. We got garlic. And if you want to kind of get a little, a little fancy, you could add shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
You could add some more beef.
Oh, yeah.
You could add whatever you want in those egg rolls, but those are just veggies.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can. There you go. What you think, Jerry? Now that's
delicious. I gotta tell you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Chef David, what else do we need to do to put this together?
We so rarely eat homemade Chinese food. It's so good.
Right? You did. There he is. I was wondering where you are. Get him in there, Akbar. Talk to me, brother. What you think?
All right.
GBD. He's down with GBD. Hello. Where did you come
Chef David, here's the finished product.
Okay.
Chef David Rose.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. For more tips and recipes, check out his Instagram page at Chef David Rose.
If you're looking for a dose of inspiration to improve the quality of your life, we've got you covered. It's time for today's must-have giveaway.
Masterclass gives you the insights and lived experiences from the world's best so that you can become your best. Learn from Martha Stewart, Gordon Ramsay, Shay McKee, and many more. Guess what? Everyone in today's studio audience is going home with a Masterclass annual membership, which retails for $120. For your chance to win this giveaway at home, go to the Talk Facebook page. We'll be right back.
Great show today. I mean, how great was it having the second gentleman here with us, getting to know him a little more?
Really very
close. And he likes his new nickname, Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh, yeah.
We got a new nickname.
And how about Chef Rose? I mean, my God.
I think you got a whole meal out of him, right? You started with the appetizer.
You don't need to eat
Ain't no
lunch
shame in my game. If it's good food, I'm eating it.
We know that, Akbar. That's for sure. Well, tomorrow we've got another great new episode of The Talk. Chris Hardwick will be here and Malika Andrews. You don't want to miss it, so be sure to tune in tomorrow right here.